Okay, so today I'm back in the kitchen and I'm going to be showing you how to make my nori rolls. Stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing that you need is 2 cups of rice. So we're going to be using brown rice here because we're super healthy, but you can do this with white rice, but the procedure is slightly different with white rice, but it is a lot quicker. I'm going to put the comments underneath the video to tell you how to do it with white rice. So brown rice, 2 cups of brown rice, pop them into a saucepan like so, and then get some water into the saucepan. Just cold water is fine, just to cover the rice, and then use your hand, massage that rice. We're going to try and wash off any excess starch off of the rice here. So give it a good massage. Now it is important you do spend a bit of time doing this because it makes the final outcome of the rice so much better. So give it a massage. And then once you've done that, just get rid of some of the water. Try not to get the rice down the drain. And then do the same thing again. And we do this 3 times. Okay, so this is the last time that I'm washing the rice. This is the 3rd time. I've given it a good massage. Just use the water to get the excess rice off your hand. And then use a strainer just on this last time so you can strain it nicely and not worry about losing any rice down the drain. Okay, that's just about ready. And you do that just to get the excess rice off the strainer. And now you're ready to put the rice on the stove with some water. Right, so the amount of water here is quite important, and we're going to put in 1.5 times the amount of rice we've used. So we've put 2 cups of rice in, so we're going to put 3 cups of water in. Okay, so 3 cups of water, that's 1. Now the second one I'm just going to use to wash the rice off the side of the saucepan. Sorry, my hand was in the way there, but you can see what I was doing. I'll do it from this way, and that just gets the rice off of the edge of the saucepan. That was 2 cups, and this is the 3rd cup. And the next thing that I do, I put the gas on, and I get the flame on a high heat until I start to see the water bubbling and the rice jumping. And I'll see you at that point in a minute. Now while your rice is cooking, you can get your saucepan lid ready, and this is really crucial to this method of cooking rice. So you get your saucepan lid and you get a tea towel, and you basically put your saucepan lid on your tea towel, and well I do it like this, but depending on how big your saucepan lid is will depend on whether you could do it the same way. But as long as it's wrapped around the bottom of the saucepan, it's covering all the sides, so that when you put it on your saucepan it creates a really snug fit. That's the most important thing. So there you go. So I've pulled 2 corners from one side on the outside, and then the other 2 corners from the other side in the inside, and I pull that tight, and that makes a nice little parcel, and that's ready to pop on the saucepan in the next part of the video. Now as soon as the rice is jumping, that's the time to put your lid on and to turn the heat down to the minimum setting. So you put it completely on minimum. Saucepan's nicely in place, it's going to make a nice seal, and you time that for 35 minutes. Don't take the lid off, just make sure that the gas is on minimum setting. It can even be on a smaller ring than the saucepan necessarily needs. So I'll see you in about 35 minutes. Okay, so that's the alarm. So turn off the heat and open the lid. Now there's going to be a lot of steam, so just don't put your face over it too much. Right, and there you go. That's the rice. Now I'm just going to get a big spoon and just give it a stir. And there's a tiny bit of water left at the bottom. Possibly I didn't strain it off very well, but it's perfectly cooked rice. And now I'm just going to let that steam leave the rice and cool down, and then I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so there you have it. I've spread the rice out in a glass bowl so it cools down quicker. And now I'm going to fill up a cup measure of the rice. Just has to be roughly, doesn't have to be exact. Fill it up, pop that in another bowl. That's our measure of rice. And then to 1 cup, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of miso paste. So it does get a bit stuck on the teaspoon. So use the other spoon to pop that in the bowl. Right, now you're going to add a drop of soy sauce. Now this soy sauce is what we use. It's called shuyu or shuyu soya sauce. It's an organic soy sauce. Now, there you go. Now it does come out really quick. So I'm going to be very careful. We don't want too much. It's just to add a little bit more moisture in there with the rice. Right, that'll do. And if the camera can see in there, it takes a little bit of a mix. Now you can do this several cups at a time, but I'm just, for the demonstration, just showing you 1 cup. Obviously when we do this for the family, we mix about 5 or 6 cups together and do it all in one big batch, and at that point the soy sauce coming out fast isn't a problem. Right, so that's good. Now the rice gets sticky, so it sticks together nicely, which is what you want. And I'm going to move over to the seaweed sheet that I've got already prepared. So this is it's already been toasted, and it's a Japanese seaweed sheet. So it's from Clear Spring as well, same people I get the soy sauce from. And I'm actually going to put all of the whole cup of rice mix on there, and you might actually fit a little bit more on, and then I'm going to spread that out over the sheet like so, leaving a clear strip at the top here, so you don't want any rice along the top edge. That's going to be the bandage that fastens around and makes a nice tight roll. Right, so there you have it. Now at this point you can decide what ingredients you would like to add in to your nori roll. So you might decide that you're going to add pepper, like what we've done, or avocado, I'm using these lovely tongs that my wife just passed me. But you can add what you like in at this point. That's what we've done. You could even add in some horseradish at this point, which gives the wasabi effect, but we tend to put that on the side, and I'll be showing you that in a minute. Okay, I'll put a couple more pieces actually in there, avocado and pepper. Lovely, right, that'll do. Right, now you can do this with a bamboo roll, or you can just use your fingers. I find it absolutely fine to use my fingers and to do it without the bamboo roll. So you roll it over gently, like so. And then when you get to this point, you need to tuck the edge of the seaweed wrap in and then pull back slightly. Don't pull too hard, but pull back slightly, and then continue to roll. And then you're going to have that clear edge that we left clear earlier. We're going to use some water just to moisten that edge, and we're going to wrap the roll all the way over. And at this point we are nearly ready to cut it. Right, so you can make lots of rolls like that, and then when you finish making all of them, then you could decide to cut them. Now there's a few different ways to cut. Some people recommend using a solid knife and water. We've got a cheese knife. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it, but with the cheese knife we find it's quite a good knife for cutting. Now if you're in a rush, you don't actually have to cut the roll at all. You could just eat the whole thing in one go, or wrap it in some food wrap or a food bag and just take it with you. And there you have it. That's your nori rolls. So I'm just going to show you first, finally, the horseradish, because we add the horseradish on the side, which makes a lovely wasabi effect, if you like the wasabi. And this is completely natural. It's not got any of the preservatives or anything in it that you might find in wasabi, but it does taste the same. So I'll just move that over there and I'll grab my horseradish. So I've already trimmed the horseradish, so I've taken off the outside. So I just did that with a peeler and made sure we've got the inner white flesh there. And I'm just going to use, now you can grate it, or you can use one of these, which is I can't think of the name right now, but it's like a very fine grate. It creates like a pulp. And there you go. Actually, it looks like Parmesan cheese. And that's the wasabi. And you can take the wasabi and you can just sprinkle it a little bit on the top, like so. And there you have it. Nori rolls. Enjoy and let us know what you think. Here goes. Mmm. Mmm. That's so good. And the horseradish is banging. Mmm. Mmm.